Welcome to Daily Meditation with Sangha Live.
Good morning, friends. As always, it's so lovely to feel you arriving and see you arriving and sharing on the chat. And please do share something, and as you settle in for our practice this morning, please also spend a moment connecting to the actual felt, embodied presence of each of us all around the world. So really feeling into the physical, emotional, these bodies, hearts and minds coming together around the world. There's so much more than images on a screen or words on a screen. Breathing together, this heartfelt aspiration to live with more love together. And as you connect into the truth of all of us here, there's a widening of our hearts, reaching out to each other in solidarity, in support, in presence. It feels like a time now where we are coming to be more and more aware of the truth that we transform individually, but really we transform together. That this togetherness is what makes us powerful, the truth of Sangha. And part of that path of transformation is the journey that we're exploring together this week, the journey of returning from suffering to love. And yesterday we explored these essential stage practice of that journey of pausing from whatever reactivity we find ourselves caught in, whether it's pausing from action or pausing from the compulsive, compelling narratives, pausing in the midst of the contraction and collapse of suffering to come into the body and to flood our experience of the body with curiosity and kindness. And so we practiced experiencing this sense of, I'm here, I'm listening, I love you. And the thing that both most obstructs our capacity to come into the body with curiosity and kindness, the thing that most obstructs it when it's out of balance, and that most supports us doing that when it's in balance, is our breathing. And our breathing really is the mechanism or the mystery which most connects us to all aspects of our being. It most connects the body with the heart, with the mind, with the spirit, with our potential. And at the same time, most inhibits being in connection when our breathing itself is restricted. So today we'll be exploring how we can be with our breathing to liberate it from its restricted, contracted, collapsed state into one that is more free, and how we can feel it in a way that supports our intention to be present in the body with curiosity and kindness. But first, before we begin with that exploration, and because it's connected, I would like to respond to one of the questions that were asked yesterday that I didn't have time to respond to, which is a question from Caroline, who wrote, I have some moments of connection and others of doubt that there's a loving principle in the universe. How to work with this deep habit of doubt. So I wanted to speak to the doubt that there is a loving principle in the universe, because it's such an important question. So thank you for bringing that up, Caroline. And the simple answer, or the most direct answer, is to the question how to work with doubt, is through direct experience. Doubt isn't something to be argued with or persuaded or given all the reasons why there might be a loving principle in the universe, or doubt is not interested in any of that. The only thing that can pierce through the protective shield of doubt, the only thing that can relax doubt, is direct experience of love. And so that happens in many ways. One way that can happen is through remembering that doubt, like every single experience that it's possible to have in this human form, happens and arises in the body. It's not just a story in the mind. So to become curious as to how doubt feels in the body, to find it here as the places of contraction and collapse in the body, and like we were practicing yesterday, to turn towards it, breathe into it, rest beside it, soften around it. And to really get to know doubt in a loving way, so that doubt feels the presence of love in an immediate, visceral, felt way. And then the other way that we can continue to experience the truth of love, not only in our own relationship to what's arising in this moment, but also in a wider sense, is again through so many aspects of our practice. As we deepen in our practice, what we come to discover is that love is really the palpable experience that arises in the spaces in between our thoughts, our sensations, the sounds, the senses that come to us. Love really is the water of the ocean, where all experiences are the currents and waves. It's the very fabric of our existence. But there's also the very beautiful story from the Buddha that when just as he was closest to full awakening, doubt was the last manifestation of Mara, the last thing that came to him and challenged him. And with the question, well, who are you to be awakened? And again, rather than coming into argument with doubt, rather than some discussion of why and how, and these are all the practice I've done, such a beautiful description of the Buddha simply reaching down and touching the earth, as earth is my witness. And there's this very direct sense of coming into relationship that teaches us what is true, that teaches us about life, coming into direct relationship with this earth, with each other, with our felt experience, with the great mystery of spirit, of the unseen realms, coming into direct relationship, touching the earth. And so that's also what we're exploring together and practicing together with our breathing. And our our breath helps us come into direct relationship with everything else. When we are in a state of separation, when we're contracted, our breathing is contracted. When we believe we're separate, when we're not in relationship, not in this direct experience of what is it like to touch this world, each other, ourselves, our body and breathing goes into one of fight, flight, freeze, that separation of imagining we're alone. The breathing becomes very shallow and tight. And in that state, it's a survival strategy. We're not meant to feel. We're not meant to be relational. We're meant to fight or run away or freeze in order to survive. And though it's a very good strategy for surviving, it's a terrible one for thriving. It's a state of not really being fully alive. And it's a state that culturally we've become more and more used to inhabiting all the time. And we call it stress. But it's not the healthy stress of short bursts of challenging our system and then coming back into relational ease. It's an ongoing state of anxiety, a feeling like we need to defend from the next bad thing that might be around the corner. An ongoing state of feeling not good enough and separate and alone. And so our breathing is often in an ongoing state of being short and shallow and in the upper chest, without the movement of the diaphragm, allowed and supported by the movement of the belly, all of which stimulates the vagus nerve that sends the direct message to our brain that everything is safe right now. Shifts us from the sympathetic nervous system of fight, flight, freeze to the parasympathetic relational ease. So it's a very physiological thing. Breathing is physiological. And yet it's so much more. So the first thing we'll be doing today is a simple exercise to return us to support and return us to breathing, abdominal belly breathing. I think I did this in one of the sessions maybe a year ago. So just for those of you who are visual and have an easier access to what's going in your body, I'll describe what happens when we breathe. In order to breathe in, what we actually do is we make space in the lungs to receive this great mystery called the breath. And that happens by the dome-shaped muscle of the diaphragm, which is across the body from around, connects the lowest ribs, front and back and sides. The dome-shaped muscle flattens and widens, which creates more space in the lungs. And when we take deeper breaths, consciously and intentionally, the rib cage also broadens and expands. But in order for the diaphragm to flatten and widen, the belly, the abdominal organs need to get out of the way. Which is why when we breathe in, when we're just relaxed and at ease, the abdomen expands. And then when we breathe out, the diaphragm goes back into its relaxed dome shape. And to support it going back into its relaxed dome shape, the belly, the abdominal organs slowly draw back towards the spine, which is supported by the abdominal muscles slowly engaging. When we're in a state of fight, flight, freeze, in readiness to act, the abdominal muscles tighten. So we're ready to run or freeze or fight. Our body is stronger with tight abdomen. And added to that, especially for women, but increasingly for men now, is our collective fantasy that we should always have this very flat, tight abdomen. So what we're going to do first this morning is begin with a simple exercise that helps us get back in touch with the dual action of engaging the abdominal muscles when we exhale in order to support the diaphragm going back into its dome shape, and then completely relaxing the abdomen before we inhale. But the emphasis needs to be on the exhalation, because the exhale is actually the part of our breathing which starts to regulate our system and quieten and relax the mind and the body. It's the exhale which allows the space for us to then relax and receive the inhalation. Often when we're anxious, a panic attack is when we don't allow ourselves to exhale fully, and we just start to grab and try and grasp at the breath rather than exhale fully to make space to receive the breath. So if you establish a comfortable position, I think this can be done equally well lying down, but it might be a bit better sitting up if that's possible for you. So be grounded, upright. I'm going to talk you through what we'll do first, and then we'll do it together. So very simply, we're going to take a full but natural breath in, and then we're going to breathe out by counting from 1 to 10 quietly, again and again. So it'll be just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as we do that, we're going to take our attention to that area below the belly button to feel how the muscles start to draw in, how the abdomen, the lower belly starts to draw in as we're counting 1 to 10. When there's no more breath left for us to speak this out loud, it'll just turn into a whisper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when the whisper, there's no more breath for a whisper, there might still be a little bit more air to squeeze out, and we just mouth the words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once there is no more breath left, and we'll really feel that in the lower belly being drawn back, the first thing we do is relax the belly before you breathe in. So we're engaging 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, engaging. Then you relax the belly. And then you just let the inhalation come in. And then we're just going to take some natural breaths in and out, feeling the abdomen moving in and out. And then we're going to count again. So I'm going to talk you through this again while we do it, but I wanted to tell you in advance before you did it as well. So you can close your eyes if you like. Before we do this exercise, just move your body a little bit. Feel into any places that feel tight. You can yawn, open the mouth wide, maybe twist. Feel into the back of the ribs, the side ribs, the front chest. Take a sigh. And then bring your attention to the area below the navel. Take a slow, full breath in, and then begin to count 1 to 10. When there's no more breath to count out loud, it can turn to a whisper, and keep your attention in the area below the navel, feeling that drawing in towards the spine. You can mouth the last few counts, and when there's no more breath left, first relax your abdomen completely. And then just feel the inhalation being received by your body. And then continue breathing through your nose. feeling the belly moving. Really encouraging its movement. The expansion of the inhale, a gentle drawing back of the exhale. So alongside this belly breathing, breathing through our nose is the other principle that supports healthy, harmonious breathing. So if that's possible for you right now, I really encourage you right now and through your day to remember to breathe through your nose. If you'd like to repeat that exercise, when you're ready, taking a slow, full inhalation through the nose if you can, and beginning the counting. Feeling the lower belly and completely relaxing it before you receive the inhalation. Feeling the movement of the belly, of the diaphragm moving down. When you breathe in, the belly expands. Belly gently draws back and the diaphragm relaxes into its dome shape as you breathe out. And for those of you who'd like to repeat this exercise one more time, feel free to do that. Once again, a full breath in through your nose and then counting. Your attention stays with the area of the lower belly as it draws back. There's no more breath left. Relaxing the lower belly first. Feeling what it feels like to receive the breath and to offer it back. Noticing how your organs are massaged. And all of this together, the movements of the diaphragm, the massage of the organs, sending the message to the deepest part of your brain. Right now, you're safe. It's safe for you to be here. which means it's safe for the parts of us that don't feel safe to be here. While we continue to breathe in the lower belly, offering a ground, a home for these anxious, fearful parts of us to be safe to be here. Here within this breathing body, where we continue to spread the light of curiosity into even the darkest corners of this body. And we continue to spread the warmth of kindness into even the coldest places of this body. Breathing in the belly. While the body whispers, I am here. And curiosity whispers, I'm listening. And kindness whispers, I love you. While our breathing whispers, it's safe to be here. It's safe for you to be here. These whispers offered with each breath to any place of contraction and collapse in the body. Whispers that are offered even to the shield of doubt, as it rests over the diaphragm, or the heart, or the head. I'm here. I'm listening. I love you. It's safe for you to be here. This too is held in love. the breathing body, belly and diaphragm, breathing us back into safety, breathing us back home to love, to relational ease. Each breath in the belly, offering a ground, a steady presence of here-ness, from where we can whisper towards any places in our experience that feel contracted and collapsed. I'm here. I'm listening. I love you. It's safe for you to be here right now. Breathing into the places that feel tender. Softening around them. Resting beside them. It's safe for this experience to be here right now. Breathing into the belly, receiving the breath. I'm here. I'm listening. I love you. It's safe for you to be here too. If you're seated or standing, you might like to bring your palms together to meet in a prayer position in front of your heart. If you're lying down, you might prefer to rest your hands on your heart and your belly. As we connect back now to the truth of our shared field that we've created together. Those of us here in this moment in time, but in different spaces, and also those of us here equally present, yet in other moments of time. We come into a shared field, breathing together. We're here together. We're listening together. We're loving together. And we're offering the safe space for whatever is here in this field to be held with so much love. Thank you, friends, for being part of this field together.
Today's podcast is an offering to you from our archive of freely available live daily classes. We make wisdom teachings and meditations as freely available as possible to as many people as wish to practice. You can help ensure we can continue to support a worldwide Sangha by leaving a review wherever you get your podcasts, by sharing this with someone who'd be interested, and by offering a small financial support at sangha.live/donate.